I'm not sure what I've heard this quote first, but it was something along the lines of the first time people use your product is in their heads. So what we were trying to do with our content marketing is we were trying to create content that would incentivize people to imagine themselves using Ahrefs for solving the problem that they had when they opened an article on a certain topic.
I've always thought, and I actually never knew how big the team was, but I always thought that Ahrefs had a very efficient style of marketing. Like, I feel like from every blog post you write is going to be epic. It's usually a long form. It's sprinkled with product references. And I feel like every piece stands on its own. So there's not a lot of wasted effort. Is that something you've deliberately done through building the team and building the marketing culture there? Or how did that come about?
So that came about pretty randomly. So I was into blogging for quite a while. I had my personal blog when I was creating articles and trying to get attention of other people. And then I launched some of my own products. Those were WordPress plugins. So I started selling those WordPress plugins. And what I understood back then is then when you write about things that are relevant to what your product does, and you plug the mention of your product and you showcase how you use the product yourself and what kind of results you get with that product, people are buying it. So then when I joined Ahrefs, we kind of started testing similar approach to content marketing, started talking on our blog about the topics where our product is helpful, and started showcasing the tool. I'm not sure what I've heard this quote first, but it was something along the lines of the first time people use your product is in their heads. So what we were trying to do with our content marketing is we were trying to create content that would incentivize people to imagine themselves using Ahrefs for solving the problem that they had when they opened an article on a certain topic. And this is why, as you mentioned, we have lots of screenshots of our interface and lots of step-by-step instructions of how to do something specific in Ahrefs, because we want people to start using our product in their heads, so that then they would, when they would make a decision to sign up, they would know what to do inside, and we won't have to do any of the so-called onboarding, because we did lots of pre-boarding. We educated people on how to use our software even before they became our customers.
It's funny because it seems like in the marketing space, I don't know if this is changing, and maybe you could tell me this, but it seems like in the past, there was this view that like, if you mention your product in the content, that's being like salesy or pushy or something. But it's like, no, you're educating people. One, you're doing it for a business function. You want it to like have ROI, but you're educating people on the product and in the kind of like niche that you're talking about anyway. So it's like, if you're an email marketing software writing about, how to create newsletters or something, why not use your tool? So it's kind of like, it made so much sense to me, but it's like you guys combine customer facing content with prospect content. So do you have a mix of like, current customers reading? Like, what's the split in terms of like how many new users you're bringing in through that content versus like how many people are like me who are actually just educating themselves on the product itself after being a customer?
So first of all, this is a very fair concern about coming out salesy. Like, are you trying to educate me, or are you trying to shove your product down my throat? And I had this problem too in my early days, and I have to credit Derek Halpern. I'm not sure if you've heard the name. This is the guy who was quite famous in the digital marketing industry some 10 years ago. He was running a blog named Social Triggers, if I remember it correctly. And again, there was a quote he said in some training course or in one of his videos that resonated with me a lot, and that cured my insecurity about showcasing the product and trying to sell it within content. So what he said is, if your product genuinely helps people with their problems, help them achieve their goals, you're doing them a disservice by not trying to sell this product to them. So it's all about integrity. It's all about knowing that your product is actually helpful. Of course, like if you're selling something that people don't need, you should feel bad about it, because you shouldn't like make people spend money on the things they don't need. But our product is inherently useful. We have a marketing tool. We have an SEO tool that helps people bring more traffic to their websites, get more customers, etc., etc., etc. So I don't feel bad about selling our product to people. I actually feel good when I sell it to them and they later come and tell me that because of your content, I was able to grow my website, I was able to get more customers, and your tool is fantastic. It totally turned my business around and such. In terms of how we approach people who are not our customers yet versus the people who are already using our tool, how do we differentiate between those two groups in our content? We don't. I don't see why we should, actually, because those two groups of people, they might have, like, there's a variety of problems that our software helps solve. Like, we are a software for SEO, and the SEO has lots of little bits to it. It's like about creating content, optimizing your pages, fixing technical issues on your website, spying on your competitors, blah, blah, blah. There are tons of little things that you need to understand how to do in order to succeed. And we help with a lot of those things. And the case is that our existing customers, they are not necessarily aware of all 100% of the problems that we can help them solve. Same with people who are prospective customers. So it doesn't matter if you're already using Ahrefs or if you're thinking to use it or if you're looking for some SEO tool to help you with your website. Our strategy is to be discoverable. So whether you are our customer or you aren't our customer, if you search in Google or YouTube for something like how do I do link building, how to do SEO audit, how to do proper email outreach, blah, 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 we want to be there for you. We want to be ranking at the top. So you would be able to find us. And we also want to build a brand and credibility where people wouldn't even go to YouTube to search for those things, but they would actually search on our YouTube channel or on our blog for those things. And we have like lots of educational materials. We have some courses. So we try to do both things. We try to be discoverable when people need us, and we try to build a brand where people would go to us in the first place and search if we have an article about this already.